good day. It's been very busy. Met a lot of people. A lot of people I've only spoken to online that have popped in today, and my friends and stuff have also come. And yeah, it's been a really good day.
I'm ecstatic. It is done so well. You know, I am so proud of Emma. You know, she's obviously won awards. She's worked so hard, and it's all paid off. So yeah, it's a really, really good turnout here today, and we're getting a lot of interest. So it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, we're having a great day down here, and I love these kind of like horror festivals. They're absolutely brilliant. It's definitely a must for any horror fans to come down here. You can really pick up some bargains.
Oh, well, I just think, well, it's great. As I say, it's my first taste into the film industry, and it's how well it's been doing. It's been really, really, really greatly received. So I'm just really proud of it. Really, really pleased.
But when I first got shown the trailer, I sort of realised that it was actually quite. Well, I always knew it was going to be good, but when I saw the trailer, you just sort of saw how good it was going to be. And I think it just speaks volumes, the fact that it's won awards now, and it's getting so much publicity as well. You know, it's been in Thring magazine, so many reviews, what's been popping up on Facebook and Twitter, so it's really getting generated, and it's really picking up the right sort of reviews we want. You know, I've not heard anything negative, so it's all been good. So yeah, long may it continue, really.
I was AJ's assistant, and AJ was just helping out with the behind the scenes stuff at that point, and we just got on board like that. I was running around helping out, so I just ended up being the set production assistant, and it was just so much fun, so much fun.
I actually got involved through Marc. He's one of the actors in the feature who plays Operative 5. Yeah. So Marc said initially they were looking for a behind-the-scenes photographer, a stills photographer, and a behind-the-scenes guy. So I do videography part-time as well. So I got involved. I went on initially to do the videography, and I remember they'd initially started shooting the fight scene. They started shooting it one weekend, and I think they got a certain amount of it done, but it wasn't to the spec that they were looking for. That it didn't look right. So they knew I had a background. Emma approached me and said, "Would you be able to help us out on that field as well?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." And it was actually funny. Within the time that we did the first fight, I think it took them. We got a third of the fight done in the same amount of time that they originally done it. And then when I did the reshoot with them, we got the whole thing done in the same amount of time. So yeah, it was great. I mean, fortunately that day we had a lot more time to prepare, so that was awesome.
Well, I'm a cosplayer, so I've done quite a lot of that, and initially Emma also cosplayed, and she did Celine out of Underworld, and we met through that, because I also did Celine cosplay, and we just became friends. And over time she said she was interested in doing a movie and things like that, and she asked if I would be interested, and I thought yeah. And then months went by, and then she actually started doing it, and she gave me a call, and I just thought, oh yeah, definitely on board, because I'm all things vampire. So yeah, straight away I didn't hesitate saying yes.
Well, I know Emma Dark through Merlyn, who her partner. He's the producer and star of Sororita, which I've been working on now for the last 4 years or so, off and on. So I got to meet Emma, and she said that she was interested in making a film, and would I be interested in being a part of it? And you know, she let me read the script, and I thought, you know, it looks like a lot of fun, so I'll get involved.
I was actually at work, and I saw Emma post on Facebook that she was interested in doing. Originally, it was going to be a trailer, and as soon as that appeared, I applied, spoke to Emma, and said if she needed anyone, you know, I'll be available for it, and it just took off from there, really.
Yeah, I play a character called JC, a werewolf enforcer. So it's a small part, but I get to play a monster, which is great, you know. Yeah, actually I think so. I think it's definitely up there, and it's definitely my top my favourite. I quite like a lot of sort of sci-fi stuff and things like that. But yeah, if there's blood involved, I'm mainly for that. Well, I'm definitely an Underworld fan. Vampire, anything really with vampires, but I quite recently liked the remake of Evil Dead, dare I say. I'm probably going to get, remake, but I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed it, so.
I wouldn't say a big fan as in I know lots about it or follow it religiously, but I've always, I've liked the genre. Perhaps more the mainstream stuff. I'm not an aficionado, but I do remember as a kid dressing up as a vampire, the Dracula style vampire with the cloak and the silly teeth and everything. But yeah, I'm not an expert by anybody's idea of that, but definitely like the genre.
Yeah, I'm a massive horror fan. I've always wanted to sort of do horror at some point, and when I was sort of growing up, the vampires and werewolves were my sort of thing as well. So to be a werewolf is actually quite a cool thing, really. Not so much as influence, but I think my favourites. I love like the Evil Dead films. I also love Devil's Rejects, that was directed by Rob Zombie. I think that's a really good film as well. And I love all the zombie ones, Dawn of the Dead, things like that. I would love to do a zombie film.
Challenges, to be honest with you, my only real limitation was I'm working with guys and gals like Emma and Merlyn and that, but they've never really done on-screen action. So first challenge, everyone thinks it's got to look good. Your main thing is to make it look good, to make it aesthetically pleasing, make it look kick-ass. My first priority is safety. So my biggest thing was when I was choreographing, the choreography had been done essentially. When I was tweaking it up and cleaning it, I was making sure everyone was safe. Safety first as far as I'm concerned. So I had to make sure there were no injuries, nobody caught each other off guard, everyone knew where the hit was going to land, where the footwork was, all of that stuff. Everything has to be done in a certain order, and it has to be done as meticulously as possible. So that was my first challenge. Second challenge was then to help them act through the scene, because they have to show that they're fighting, and that, if you're just throwing moves and there's no emotion, you're throwing a punch and that, nothing. But if you put something into it, and the right emotions behind it, it sells it, because it goes with the continuity of what you're doing, right? The drama and everything. So that was the second challenge. And then time was against us, as always. When you're doing an indie project, you just don't have enough time in the world, or in the day even. And those were the only real three challenges I came up with. Other than that, they were fantastic. Pleased to say, no injuries on my watch. That's fantastic. Actually, no, there was one minor hiccup. There was a comical one at that. I won't go into it. If there's a behind-the-scenes reel or a gag reel, I don't want to spoil it for you, because if it's in there, that'll be great. But it was great. Nobody got injured. No, everyone was safe, and everyone was happier for it. They loved what they got. They loved the results. It was good.
Out of all the costumes that everybody wore, I had a little thin black dress and heels, and it was freezing. I just, in between takes, it was like, action, stop. I just couldn't stop. It was hard enough trying to act not being cold. So that was the challenge on set.
Probably the cold. It's always good. As an actor, to have thermal underwear. And I learned this from working on Sorurta and doing cold beaches in Wales in the middle of the winter with nothing but a loincloth. But there was one shoot on season night where I turned up and I thought, oh God, in a cold garage with a concrete floor. So I'd forgotten my thermal socks. So that was quite a challenge to keep it together. But the team is really professional, and although there was a very low budget, we were all very well looked after. So it was a pleasure to work on.
the rehearsal, I always knew that I'd be alright once I was on set and I've got the costume and the props. But the rehearsal part, where you're just in a room with a table, everyone's watching you, that was the tricky part. It was just a bit more uncomfortable, but being on set was fine. But that was probably the most challenging thing, was doing it in front of people. It was quite nerve-wracking doing the rehearsals.
To be honest, as I say, I initially am a cosplayer, so that's kind of acting, I suppose. But I've done sort of fan films and things like that. But this is the first proper kind of budget money involved film with proper actors and stunt directors and all that kind of stuff. So this is actually my sort of taste into the film industry.
I started doing martial arts at the age of 5. Started in Wing Chun, went up, did karate, some Muay Thai, Taekwondo. I've completely by no means a black belt in any of the disciplines I've studied. I've studied them to a level where I've got the foundations, I've understood the core of the training, and I've become really good at it. So I picked up as much as I could, and my sole purpose was basically so I could do the action stuff and film to make myself versatile. Huge Bruce Lee fan growing up, grew up on the Jackie Chan stuff as well. And then when I say I grew up on that stuff, it was regular watching. I grew up in a plethora of martial arts films, world cinema in general, Hollywood, Bollywood, Hong Kong. I pretty much run the gauntlet. So I love film, and the martial arts helped a huge deal with that. Did some action training over the years with some friends who are currently in the industry. Photography took off as well. I'm a photographer full time. I do that as well. Mainly actors, headshots and stuff. So yeah, it's always just been this crazy amalgamation of me being a typical Asian with more than one job, and I've just put the whole thing together, and so far so good. I'm still in at the independent level, to be honest with you. So I do stuff, I'm doing my own short features. I've helped Emma on this one, and this was like her first short feature as well. Right now I'm doing a lot of independent work. I'm sort of working my way up to try and get myself into doing like the bigger fair. It's great. It's fantastic. It's not without its challenges, but I'm happy where I am at the minute, because I get to train everything that I do. I get to either, if I don't know what I'm doing, you apply a little common sense, it goes a long way, and then I can go forward from that, and just trial and error will help. If I know people who have experience, I can learn from them. If I've already got the experience, then I just have at it.
Well, I've acted since I was a teenager, really. It's what I've always wanted to do. I strayed away from it here and there. You fall into day jobs and get swept up in normal life. When I was only about 20, I got involved with a theatre company down in where I'm from, in Devon, and we did it was just basically almost like a school exchange. Went off to the Czech Republic, and I played Mrs. Doubtfire in a play going around Czech schools, and after that found myself in Prague. They make a lot of films in Prague. There's a really good film school, and there's a lot of expertise, and it's quite cheap labour, cheap equipment, all that sort of stuff. So I think a lot of films get made out there, and I was lucky enough to get involved with some features, including From Hell and A Knight's Tale. I worked on a TV version of Dune. So I did quite a lot of stuff early on, when I was only about 20. Then came back to the UK, had a big break where I didn't do much, and then got into doing things in spare time through some of the forums and websites like Shooting People. So it's been quite an erratic career, but the last year or so I gave up the day job, and I've been trying to do it all full time. So there's been lots of ups and downs, and I wouldn't recommend it as the most direct route to get into acting, but hopefully it's picking up.
It will definitely happen, although what I prefer is for magical investors to come along and give me some money to make a feature or TV series. But if that doesn't happen, there'll definitely be a part 2 to Season 9 anyway.
Hopefully, you know, if all goes well with obviously this and we can get some funding, I think we're going to be looking at, you know, Season 9 too, and maybe I might be in front of the camera this time. We never know.
I hope so. I hope I've done a good enough job to stay involved. You know, I play the second in command of the werewolves. You know, I'm sort of the right-hand man. So I hope I'd be asked to come back.
Definitely. She's told me today that she's cast me in 2 things, but I don't know what they are. So I'm sure I trust her, so I'm sure they'll be good. I'm looking forward to seeing the scripts. Sororita is only half finished, so there's still some filming to do on that. Do check out the trailer on Vimeo. We will be trying to get some finishing funding to do the last shoots for that. I'm also going to looking to do some of my own projects soon as well. I've got a few scripts of my own that I'm working on, so keeping busy.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to finish Season 9. The film's finished, but it's got all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I need to wrap up on that. And then I do have another couple of shorts I want to make. I can't say too much about them, but they are in the horror theme again. So hopefully, once I've got the behind-the-scenes out of the way, I can start on the next one. Not in terms of behind-the-scenes type stuff, with directing and producing that, but acting-wise, there is one coming up, The Morning Star Preserves Company by Kevin Hart of Abandoned Hopes Films. That looks like an absolutely fantastic horror fantasy, so I can't wait to work on that really. And I'm playing the lead, Laura Kinsey.
We wrapped a little while back on a film called The Recovery, starring John Bailey, Wendy Rose, who you interviewed before, she's in it as well. I directed it, produced it, did the action choreography. I wore a lot of hats on it, in post as well as principal photography, helped write it as well. And that's currently doing we're doing a festival run with it at the minute. We're trying to get it around, get it seen. I'm currently scripting a feature. It's a short espionage style feature, kind of like Bourne meets Taken. It's called 86th. We're doing that. I'm currently getting that pre-production stage of that. Script's all done, storyboarding's pretty much done. We're going to start shooting hopefully in February. I'm heading out to Dubai, for another feature with a lot of action guys. Those guys who do stunts and that. Doing 10 days of that. That's going to be amazing. Great start to the new year as well. Going to fly out to somewhere exotic and nice, so I don't have to put up with the cold here for 10 days. What else have I got going? I've got some stuff happening in March, April, which I can't talk about unfortunately because of non-disclosures. Yeah, exactly, NDAs. And August, flying out to Japan for 2 weeks to start shooting on a sequel for The Recovery, which is a bit hush-hush for now. I won't divulge anything just yet. But 2016 seems like it's going to be a pretty busy year for me.
Just been working on The Recovery, where I've actually done my sort of debut acting. I play a character called DC Beth Miller, and that is currently doing all the festival runs at the minute, so hopefully that will get a really good turnout and probably going to be out maybe next year. I'm actually a classically trained singer, though it's been a while since I've done any training, so I'm a little bit rusty. So I do need to kind of like get back training again and maybe sort of look back at the music side of things maybe. So you never know, watch this space.
Working on a independent British slasher movie, low budget slasher. It's a feature. We're filming it over 3 weeks in a country house in Somerset in January. So that's with Proportion Productions, and I'm executive producing that, and also playing a supporting role. It's got some really interesting talent involved. We're really excited about it. The script looks great. It's going to have lots of nice gory deaths, and be lots of fun. It's going to be a bit of an 80s horror homage. So that should be a lot of fun. I think all the people involved are really excited about doing something that's a little bit different, and really looking forward to it.
What's next for me? Well, I'm looking for other little things. I'm hoping, obviously, season 9 can really sort of take off and do more of that as well. We've got a great cast, and obviously with Emma, she was doing really well with it. So yeah, hopefully we can generate more of a following once the film's out as well. So never know, hopefully there might be another one.
Well, who knows? As I say, this was my first dip into it, and I just hope it does lead to other things. I mean, I have been approached to be asked if I was interested in a feature that may be happening next year, so if they approach me again, I'll definitely be up for that. Again, it's a vampire kind of film, so it's right up my alley.
But they're not going to be able to see it until I release it, but if they go to www.seasonightfilm.com, they can stay up to date with all the latest news, screenings, reviews, all that kind of thing, and there's links out to the social media on there too. There is, yeah, with the London Horror Society. Should be on the 23rd of January, just waiting for all the confirmation and stuff. So that'll be London based, and if you're a member of the London Horror Society, you can come along and watch that for free. Hoping for a release in February, yeah. So the only thing is the right channel to go down for distribution. I mean, with a short, it's quite different to a feature. You can't necessarily sell it that easily. There's online streaming and things like that. I don't know if that's the right way forward for Season 9, because I want the most views possible, and I want everybody to see everyone's hard work on it, really. So I'll probably be looking for a direct to Vimeo or something like that release, but I have to see.